if your next chapter could even be more meaningful, abundant, and vibrant than anything you've experienced before. Today, we're exploring how to design a purposeful third act so retirement becomes the most empowered and inspiring phase of your life. Hi, and welcome to the U World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, transformational coaches, and spiritual entrepreneurs stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible with Substack and podcasts. Today, we're speaking with Milan Schwarzkopf. Milan is a master strategist in life design, project management, and purposeful living. After decades of leading complex global projects, he turned his expertise inward, transforming his own retirement into a chapter filled with adventure, health, deep relationships, and true meaning. Now he's on a mission to help others step confidently into their third act, offering practical steps and soulful insights to turn fear and uncertainty into joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Welcome to the show, Milan. It's great to have you with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are very welcome. So let's ask you the big question. What's the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
Regarding retirement, in the present status of medicine, you can reasonably expect to live until 90, not depending on your genes. So if you, for instance, retire in 65, you have 25, maybe more years in front of you. And they can be the best part of your life if you prepare well and manage it well. Despite this fact, nearly no one is preparing for this.
So that kind of leads to one of my first questions, which is, when is the best time to start preparing for retirement, in your opinion?
Actually, my retirement preparation system is based on 4 pillars: financial, health, social and relationships, and last but not least, finding a new life purpose for retirement not based on work anymore. In my view, financial preparation takes at least 15 to 20 years. So from this point of view, I would recommend start preparing yourself financially in mid or late mid-age as soon as you are able to put some money aside and invest them with the help of a professional portfolio manager. All the other pillars can be started anytime. You can improve your health, your relationships anytime. You can redefine your life purpose or find a new one for retirement anytime. It's never too late. The sooner the better, but it can be started at any time.
So most people only prepare for retirement financially. What are the other essential ingredients you believe are missing, and why do they matter so much?
Even if you prepare well financially for your retirement, everyone would agree that you need health as well. So you should prepare to be healthy, to spend most of the time in retirement in healthy status. And another fact is that if you have a reasonable amount of money and a reasonable amount of health, your real happiness will come from relationships. Many people, including me, neglect the relationships during work career because work is on the first place and everything else is not that important. But your real happiness will come from relationships. So I personally had to learn how to improve the relationships, how to do that, implement it, and I would recommend others doing the same. Again, the sooner the better, but it's never too late.
So how can somebody approaching retirement, or in a lot of cases caring for aging parents, begin to cultivate strong social networks and a deep sense of purpose, even if they feel kind of lost right now?
Maybe the first thing is to realize the importance of this topic. want to improve the relationships, want to educate myself, learn at least some simple steps how it's done. I have read many books, listened to many webinars. I have tried to summarize the basic knowledge about relationships in a chapter of my book and my course. So anyone who wants to know has the knowledge available at hand.
So what are some of the first steps you can take towards developing? Are you talking about like bringing relationships with like families or outside relationships? And do you take into consideration that relationships change over time?
It's a very good question. During the work time, you probably have, besides the family, most relationships from work. When you retire, you will lose all of them or most of them. Many people are isolated in retirement, and it is very dangerous, both physically and mentally. So you should learn how to create new relationships, how to improve relationships with your spouse, because you were used to spend 1, 2, 3 hours a day plus weekend with them. Now you have 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's not an easy transition at all. The same with children. Also, many people isolate themselves in one social bubble. So you should try to improve your close relationships, distant relationships, physical and virtual relationships. Also relationships with people with different opinions. Learn how to discuss with them, how to accept some of the new opinions, not to isolate yourself.
Yeah, I would say the most dangerous thing for people when they hit retirement age is the television set in that lounge chair. You may as well just, go book your appointment with the funeral home because it's just a matter of time. If you sit down in it and you don't engage in other activities. Do you have ideas for helping people Go ahead.
There is a famous saying, as soon as the TV, refrigerator, and couch become your best friends, you are on a quick pace to grave.
Yep, for sure. That's a universal platitude. As far as like making friends and finding friends after you retire, do you have ideas about this? I have my own, and I'll share mine, but I'd like to know what your thoughts are.
You can create your friends based on common hobbies, common sports, clubs. There are many opportunities, especially in cities where people meet. So you should actively search new friends, new relationships. And it's generally best done by using common activities.
The things that you like to do, you now have time to explore them, whether it's like joining a book club over, kinds of books that you're interested in, and those can be done virtually too. And don't forget how powerful making friends over the internet can be. You can sometimes meet up with them, but you can just have weekly or bi-weekly just chats on a Zoom call with somebody. You can also take classes or learn a new sport. Not all sports are really super physical, or join a bowling league, or there's just like so many ways that you can expand your horizons and expand your circle of people that you can do things with. As social animals, I find that it's easier to build relationships with people that you're doing things with. Like if you like hiking in the woods, find a group that's going on hikes. Or if you like riding your bike, find a group that's riding their bike someplace. It's like there's so many ways to interact with new people and bring new people into your circle, and you don't have to stay in. I mean, if they're full of people that you're not really particularly attracted to, then find another one. There's not like a limit to how many you can try.
I fully agree, and I would add it's the more you are an introvert, the more complicated it is. The older you are, the more complicated it is, but it is very important. It should be done.
It should be done, and you shouldn't have to worry about only meeting people or trying to meet people in your own age group, because people that are much older than you and much younger than you all have things to contribute that will really enrich your life at this point in your life.
I fully agree. You said it very well. Actually, there is anything with anybody you can learn from them. You must try to find that.
And not so much. It's really easy for us to want to just confirm our biases and surround ourselves with people that only echo back our thoughts and our fears, because a lot of it is based on our fears about what could or would happen in different situations. But to be able to just explore how people are thinking about things also opens our minds up to new ways of looking at how our experience is going. And it's not that anybody has to like be right or wrong in a situation. It's just that it can be different, and allowing yourself to explore what different might look like.
Yes, and not only that, you can even extend that to refreshing your new life purpose, or trying to see what life purpose others have, if there is anything good for you as well, or if there is anything bad in that for you. So it has far-reaching consequences, talking to people with different opinions and different experiences.
And it's never too late to start a new chapter. Just my favorite thing. You can always change. What you were last year or last decade does not define who you are today. If you've always wanted to write a book or travel the world or go to the town next door and check out some crazy space, do it. You've reached the point where people you don't have to worry about what other people think of you. It's one of the things I really like about being the age I'm at right now, which I like to call level 65 in the game of life.
Even science is calling this neuroplasticity. It's very well known that a brain is able to learn new things in any age based on one assumption: you must want.
Yeah.
But if you want to do so, brain is not only able to do that, but it likes it very much, and it's very healthy and keeps you fresh mentally and physically.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about life is that you can always be something different, learn something different, try something different. Nothing is always the same. It's always changing, and the more we can embrace it and enjoy it and have fun with it, I think the better our experience of life actually can be.
Again, you have 25, 30, maybe more years for this experience, so use it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So for listeners who feel anxious or uncertain about this stage, what's the one simple action they can take this week to start living their best third act, no matter how old or young they are?
The first step, again, realize they have the chance. They have their third act in front of them, which can be the best part of their life. For the first time in history, we are living that long we are living in democratic institutions. We have completely all freedom of choice how we will live, what we will do. So use this freedom for you.
I know that you work with people to help them craft call it a plan, but it's more of a roadmap to having a really great third act. You want to talk about how that looks? Do you do it one-on-one? Do you do it in groups?
I actually offer 3 products. I have written a book which is called Living Your Best Third Act, How to Be Healthy, Wealthy and Happy in Your Retirement. Don't make the mistakes most people do. The book became Amazon #1 bestseller last year. And I have 2 introductory chapters which actually discuss the importance of retirement preparation. And then I have chapters dedicated to all 4 pillars, another chapter dedicated to stress management, and some more small chapters. Then I have published a course, pre-recorded. I have published that 3 weeks ago. Everything is available through my web pages. And I am offering one-to-one coaching to anyone who wants to go to more details than I was able to fit in the book, or who wants to receive customized advice.
And who would be the best people to reach out to you? Is there like a certain age group that you work with more than others, or a gender or couples? What does all that look like?
I was originally thinking that because of the financial preparation and its longevity, my ideal clients are people in mid or late mid-age who can afford to put some money aside. But then I, in cooperation with my coach, came with a new ideal client definition. I am helping people who are thinking about retirement, preparing for retirement, or are already in retirement, or possibly people taking care of their retired parents.
I'm sure you could be very helpful for people who are taking care of retired parents. My dad, he's the only one of my husband's and I's parents that are still with us. And he's living a great retirement. Let me tell you, he'll be 90 next year. And he's got a girlfriend that lives across the street. And he's so involved in things all the time. He works out every day. He joins all these clubs, and he's in charge of jokes in the singles club. So we always have to hear his jokes. He runs them by us. But he's just like the epitome of a great retirement. And so I've had the opportunity of having somebody model for me what a really good retirement looks like. And yeah, my dad's nailed it. Props to him.
I'm glad to hear that. There are not that many people who are doing this.
I know. It's just like I've looked around at other people that I know that are in their 70s and 80s, and they've fallen usually one of 2 categories. Either they've retired to their couch and they're just waiting to die, or they're very active and they're doing stuff. And those people that are active and doing stuff, you don't know how old they are because they're just out doing stuff and they're having a life. It's really a matter of staying engaged. And I think there was a period of time when people would work for their 40 years and then they would retire, but they just didn't really realize that this is just the beginning. It's just a new phase, and you're not necessarily old unless you consider yourself old. You can still do all of the things that you want to do. You may have to adapt them, because maybe you can't physically do some of the things that you used to do, but if you work at it, you can still, like, I didn't think I could stand on my head anymore, but I can still stand on my head. I can do a handstand or headstand.
It was my case as well. I knew when I retired I must first improve my health which was damaged by high stress from managing big international and global projects, and learn how to do that because doctor won't tell you. Doctors know nothing about prevention. They don't have time nor incentives to provide you this information. So you must to find this information in books and or webinars. Then I had to learn how to improve my relationships. Again, learn how to do that and implement that. And the last task, which was maybe the most complicated one, was to find a new life purpose. The more you had your life purpose based on work, which was my case, the harder it is when you lose it. So again, I was trying
fulfilling. Go ahead.
I was trying to, I would say, improving your health. We actually know everything what should be done. It's only a question to implement it. Basically, the same is with relationships. Once you study some technique, some advice, the best worldwide coaches, it was pretty easy to learn it and write the appropriate chapter of the book. On the other hand, finding a new life purpose is a new science which is definitely not closed. Everyone is approaching this issue from different angles, so I have tried to approach that from my angle. I have created some system. I don't know if it's good or bad or anything in between.
I do know that finding your life purpose it makes you feel like nothing that you're doing is work. And it's not that it can't produce an income for you. It just allows you to express what you're here to express. I believe we all have a light that we're here to shine. And that's just what our purpose is us turning our light on and letting other people who need our light to shine find us.
Many people in retirement find their new life purpose in helping others. This is my case as well. So part of my life purpose is to help other people prepare for their third act and live through their third act as best as possible.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you joining us today, Milan. People can find you at thethirdactresources.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And on that website, you can find an opt-in form that will allow you to get access to the 2 introductory chapters of your book, Living Your Best Third Act, How to Be Healthy, Wealthy, and Happy in Your Retirement. And there's also a space on there if you would like to schedule an appointment to have a chat with Milan about what his coaching might look like for you. Is that also correct?
And more, there is a link where to get the course. There is also a link where to take an retirement preparation quiz, which is pretty good to do it before our first call, so that we can evaluate the results and discover what is most important for them for the beginning.
Would you say going through your course is probably would be the first step in terms of read the chapters and then maybe go through the course and then schedule a call with you, or would scheduling a call with you be beneficial even if they haven't gone through the course?
Actually, the contents of the book and of the course is basically the same. So either they prefer reading or listening, they should take the appropriate step as first, and then to think on what they need to expand more. Book a call with me and we will discuss what's most important for them in this life stage.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So once again, thank you for joining us. And to my audience, to connect with Milan and get access to his free chapters and also access to him, be sure to check out thirdactresources.com. And thank you for tuning in with us today. If you have a podcast or are interested in starting one, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlifecoach.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and offer a variety of ways to do this, leveraging Substack and podcasts. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.